Welcome to Love Your Coaching. I'm Charlie, and today I want to talk about what happens in a coaching session. We have a lovely definition, we have a good explainer, but at the heart of things, I think people really want to know what happens in a coaching session. And if they've never been coached before, I think people imagine all sorts of things. They can't quite see it, they can't quite understand it. I think people can guess, but they're not quite sure. We're quite lucky here, I think, because on this YouTube channel we have lots of demos, so we can actually show people, we can let them see what our coaching sessions look like. And I'm increasingly finding coaches being confident enough to be able to post their coaching demo videos online. So I think that's a great way of being able to show what happens in a coaching session. But if you've got someone in front of you and you're having a chat for a few minutes, it's really nice to be able to offer a bit of an explainer. This slide I've got, it's only got about 20 words on it, but it did take me about 5 years to write, not because I'm a slow writer, but because I was really trying to put just the essential aspects in it. I could have fleshed it out a load more, but I just wanted to really strip it back to the fundamentals. So what I might say, whether I'm sharing a slide or just in a conversation having a cup of tea, I would start with the idea that a coaching session, normally if it's organized in advance, the coachee has thought about what they want to bring. If it's just happening spontaneously, the coachee still will think about what they want to bring. So they have chosen a topic, and it is really important it's their topic. It's not our topic, not the topic that they think we want them to bring, but it's their topic, the thing that they've chosen. Often, but not always, it's something that is troubling them, something's on their mind, something that's coming up that they're worried about. Maybe it's a challenging conversation or something that feels a bit big, that they haven't quite got a grasp of. But it's often not that. It's a strength. It's often something positive. I've got an upcoming job interview. I've been offered this role. There's this project I'm taking on. There's this exciting opportunity. And sometimes it could fit in the middle of those two. It could be just a thing, just a topic that is more neutral. The idea is that they have chosen the topic, and if we're in a coaching relationship, we would have given them a bit of notice. We would have dropped them a note, or we would have said to them, don't forget, bring your topic to work on. So when they've brought their topic in and we work out and agree what their focus is and what they want to achieve from the session, we then get into the coaching process. And the coaching process, again, there's 4 words here, and trying to encapsulate an awful lot of stuff. The big thing, I think, is that we are giving our coachee space. We're giving them the opportunity to really talk, to think, to pause, to reflect, to ponder, to question themselves, to respond to our questions. And as coaches, we are sitting there in a neutral place, listening and listening very, very carefully. And loads of people coaches say, this is important. This makes a big difference. Just being heard, just being listened to made a big, big difference. The reason why I wanted to put this slide together for our coaches in training is that some people thought that that's all we do as coaches. We are just sitting there listening and sort of nodding and smiling and frowning and all that stuff, but not doing anything a bit more proactive. And I think it's important to notice that we do some things that are a bit more proactive. So we will be asking questions, and we will be periodically offering a bit of respectful challenge. No judgment, no evaluation, no critique, but the idea is that our job is to help them explore. So the questions and the challenge are all about the exploration. And you'll notice all of that coaching process, there's no answers, there's no solutions, there's no guidance, there's no directiveness. If we run a good coaching process towards the end of a coaching session, or perhaps after it, that the coachee starts to change. And the change might be that they can see things in a new and a different way. It might be that they have new thoughts, new ideas, ideas that they hadn't had. And often coaches say at the beginning of a coaching session, I don't know where I'm heading with this. I don't know what I need to do. And at the end of it, they say they do know what they need to do. So the new reflections are likely to need to new actions or new ways of thinking. An action doesn't have to be as I'm going to go and do ABC, or I'm going to do DEF, whatever. An action can be, I'm seeing things differently. I'm thinking about things differently. And an action can be, I'm gonna carry on thinking about this. But the idea is that we do give it a bit of space to tangibles. So those 20 words or so is a flow chart to what happens in a coaching session. I've shared this in training many times, and often in training there will be a few people who have been coached before, and they will say, yeah, it's pretty well like that. It feels pretty well like that. It's not a session plan. It's not a roadmap to what we can and what we can't do, but it gives you enough of a flavor to be able to see that there is a process. There is a process that we go through, and a process that we take our coachee through. So how does that help? If you're a coach and you're starting working with clients, hopefully it gives you a bit of reassurance about how you're organizing your coaching sessions. If you're new to coaching and you're just getting going, it gives you a hint as to how we might structure and organize our coaching sessions. And when you get into the further playlist that we'll have here talking about that stuff, you'll be able to see how pretty well every coaching structure we teach goes back to these principles of those 3 stages of the coachee chooses a topic, there's a coaching process, and it moves towards actions and change. I hope you find it helpful. Please feel free to share this as much as you like. Please feel free to adapt, use any of your own language, make it your own. Please do that. That's important. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you are able to engage other people who are interested in coaching with these explanations. Hope it goes well. Have a good day. Happy coaching.